we've mentored over 15 people. So for us, we focus on career and personal development.
Okay.
So obviously our core, we currently work with the University of Chester, where we provide, also work with the University of Westminster, where we had exposure in University of West London's hospitality. Finally.
Yeah, finally. It's good to meet you.
Yeah.
So this is the whole program. The intent is to connect with as many as possible. So in terms of your clientele, your target clientele, and those you seek to get some form of attention from. So funding agencies, government agencies, universities, potential clients you're hoping to actually work with, and connect you with resources to help you become more sustainable. That's the whole idea of these deep dives that we are doing, so that at the end of the day, we will be able to connect with the right resources, the right people, those who need our services and those who are in to support the delivery of our services. So that's really the essence of these deep dives, and we are glad to have you here.
Thank you so much for having me. It's such a pleasure. I heard about your platform and I was like, yeah, I would love to take part and obviously showcase what we do. And also, yeah, I just believe in your cause. So yeah, I'm just really grateful to be on here. Thank you.
Oh, thank you for making the time to also be with us. We really appreciate. And our viewers are also glad to have you. All right, so let's get right into it. If you're watching, please subscribe, like, and then share with your network. Click on the notification as well, so you receive upcoming uploads. A bit more about you. I'm sure we're all itching to know that. Who is Ofebia? And tell us more about you.
Well, I go by so many names. I think so many people know me as Nana. Others know me as Loretta in the professional world. So my full name is Loretta Asiedu, and I am currently a CRM executive with an automotive company. And I also run the charity MentorNect, which I founded in 2020. And yeah, I guess that's a little bit about myself. I hope that's enough.
No, that's not enough.
And you know it's coming.
Yeah, you want more.
Right into it.
Yeah, you did. Tell us more. Tell us all there is to know about Nana.
Wow. Okay, so education-wise, I've completed my undergrad. I studied business and Spanish, and later on, I went on to do my master's, and I did aviation and international tourism. I'm someone that really likes to know about other people's cultures. Languages really interest me, so hence the tourism and the aviation, the flying everywhere, and obviously the Spanish as well. So yeah, I just like to really, I'm actually curious as a person, so I think that's where it kind of all stems from. And well, if I'm not working, what do I like to do? I love music. I also like being creative. So sometimes if I'm feeling inspired, I do some drawings. So, which I think a lot of people don't know about me.
Okay.
But yeah, that's me. And I hope this time it's enough.
Okay, so what kind of music are you really into?
Oh, so obviously because of my Spanish background, I love Spanish music. So in terms of bachata and a bit of reggaeton as well, you know. I also like ballads in English. I like obviously Adele. Celine Dion, Whitney Houston, obviously. I listen to Afrobeat. I mean, I can't come on here and not mention Afrobeat.
Okay.
So, I love gospel music as well. So it's literally a collective for me. I don't have a specific genre that I gravitate towards. It's more, I think, for me, it's the words and also the beat. So if it catches me or it draws my attention, then yeah, I'm there.
So you like some dancing as well?
Well, having said that, I don't do dancing. That's the one thing that I do not.
Okay.
I don't participate, I mean, externally at all. But yeah, I mean, the chair, one or two chair dances. Yeah, fine. Yeah.
That's good. That's good to know. That's good to know. Hope I'm not putting you on the spot in any of these topics.
No, you're not. You're not.
Okay. Okay. All right. All right. All right. So, what inspires you? I think one aspect of the essence of these discussions is to inspire and motivate others out there. There are lots of dreams, lots of aspirations, but there are so many questions, and we are hoping that by the end of this discussion, some of these questions will be answered for some of those who are watching this video. So what really inspires you?
Well, for me personally, one of my biggest influences and people I really look up to, I would say both my parents actually. If you come from an African background, you're always reminded about where you're from, not forgetting your background, humble beginnings. My parents, the immigrants came to this country with almost nothing, and they kind of grafted and gave me literally the best of education. And they're always inspiring me in terms of what they've achieved coming from nothing. And it's almost like an emotional topic for me, but I am always grateful, one, and two, I always look up to them because I just think if they really did not get, the best education in this world and they were able to achieve what they've achieved now, how much more myself that got the best education, so it's almost like there's no excuse.
Yeah.
But their hard work, their honesty, and how they relate with others, which I guess I'll probably touch upon more later on, kind of inspired MentorNect as well for me.
Okay.
Has all taught me so much, and they continue to inspire me, and they continue to obviously be my biggest supporters, always advise me, which I take on board, and it's something that I never ever forget. And I would say they are my biggest inspirations, along with so many other people. But I just don't want this to be too long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get you. Nice. So, can you take us on a journey before we even get into what your fears are and how you've been able to overcome them and all the other stuff that we are hoping to talk about? Can you take us on a journey, on how MentorNect came to be?
Of course, and it's a story that I like sharing actually, and I really hope that everyone that actually listens and hears this actually takes something from it, and it actually touches them as well. So as I mentioned earlier on, it started in the year 2020, and we all know the year 2020 was quite a year for all of us. Obviously the start of the pandemic, but backtracking a little bit, I had the idea when I was in the last semester of my during my master's course upon completion, and I decided to have my own mentor, well, a professional one to be specific, when I started doing my master's degree. Up until that point, I'd never had really someone that I'd actively sought as a mentor. I mean, family, friends can be mentors, right? So for me, in terms of a professional one, I never really had one until then. And so it was during one of our conversations, just really talking about how it'll be great to have for resources to be out there for young people to get access to, perhaps even during their own personal mentoring sessions. And so I think for me, that's where the light bulb kind of moment occurred for me, because I knew why I was there. I knew what I was looking for. And in terms of resources, yes, we have resources within our universities, which are amazing. And everyone, a university or a school, should take advantage of the careers department or any kind of resources that are similar and use it for their own benefit. So yeah, we're just talking, and I just thought, I could create something coming from a young person herself, and I could put it out there for other young people to benefit from. And as I mentioned before earlier on as well, that obviously I come from a family, and anyone who knows my family knows they give a lot. And it's something that it's almost second nature. So caring about people, caring for people, caring about people, it was something that I've always been brought up to do. So I just thought, okay, let's just do this and let's see how it goes. So the initial plan was to just create a website and then put resources on there for young people, I guess, or anyone really who was interested in mentoring or wanting to become a mentee, or just even know how to even get a mentor in the first place. Simply because for me, I had to proactively seek my mentor. It wasn't handed to me. I was just being brave at that time and just asked my mentor, and he happened to be in the aviation industry quite high up, and he decided to give me the opportunity to be his mentee. So the website was created really, and yeah, it just stemmed from there. And later on, I just realized that it's something that I can go further with, right? I can actually start pairing young people with mentors, but not with just any mentors. These are mentors that are within the industry that this particular mentee or young person is looking to venture into once they've completed their studies. So I think that's what makes us unique, and our services are tailored, so it's one-to-one. So we pair you up with a mentor. You get 6 weeks with them, and within that 6 weeks you get literally 4 sessions for free. You do not have to pay. And then later on, after you've completed those 4 sessions, you can decide to basically get more sessions after that. And even that, yes, it comes at a subsidized rate, but as a charity and as any organization, I think you would know that obviously it needs to be able to be sustainable.
Yep.
And with us, any proceeds that are coming through that program where we charge a subsidized rate, it's plowed back into the organization, just so that we ensure that we're given that quality services throughout, and not just once or twice, but it's permanent for us. And I think that's very important for me, because I like to make sure that everything I give out is as perfect as it possibly can. And I know some people might say you can't be perfect all the time, and it's true, but at least I know that I've done it to the best of my ability, and that's just what I want MentorNect to embody as well. So yeah, so that's what we do really, and that's what the story started from, and MentorNect is what it is today, and it's a charity.
Wow, Wow, so inspiring. So
Thank
inspiring.
you.
Yeah, you're doing so well. It is such stories that the world needs to know of and then embrace and then go all out to support. Before we even go on, let me chip into this. Do you have, say, a GoFundMe account that if someone wants to donate to support your cause, they can just go there and chip in a few pennies, pounds, dollars, whatever currency that they have, so that they can be able to contribute to your cause? Do you have any platform that allows you to receive donations?
Yeah, so on our website, we do have a donation page. So if there's anyone out there that identifies with what we're doing or identifies with our cause, and we would, yes, plead with them to just visit our website and then go onto the donation page, and you can literally make any amount, any donation that you want. Any amount is accepted, and it's through PayPal as well. So if you have a PayPal account, that's even better, and you can pay via card as well. If you do not have a PayPal account, that's fine. So yeah, we do have one on our site. And just to add as well, that we have a lot of events planned. So our first charitable event is going to literally occur in the spring, summer. It's been scheduled, so I think everyone should just have a look out for that as well.
Yeah.
And obviously more details to be confirmed, and we would have a GoFundMe page for that as well. So
Okay. Okay. So your events, are they annual? Because this video is going to be on YouTube. And then by the time someone is looking at it right now, it might be a year ago or 2 years in the past. But if your events are on annual basis, recurrent, yeah, kind of, I'm sure they can look out for the next one, irrespective of what time that they're watching this video. So is it on annual basis?
yeah, so each year we look to put up some activity to, engage people, the public as well, and to create exposure about our services and what we do. So actually, this is going to be our first charity event, because we became a charitable incorporated organization last year, August. So I'm sure you're a business owner yourself, so you know that there's a lot that goes into it.
Give us the
So
gist. Tell us everything we need to know, because there are others who are out there watching, learning, and then they want to know what it takes, how difficult it is, how easy it is, depending on what geographical environment you find yourself in, that kind of detail. So treat me as a newbie, as a blank sheet, yeah, and educate me.
okay, so I mean, where do I start from? Do you want me to explain how we got to this point, or as
How
a
wa-
charity?
how was the registration like? Where was it registered? What were some of the challenges that you went through? And do you have any plans of perhaps operating in a different environment, if maybe where you registered is in one particular place, and what are the plans, and things like that?
Okay. So in terms of the charity registration, so it's different to owning a normal business. So if I wanted to, for example, in the UK, if I wanted to just go for a limited organization or something similar, obviously you just go to Companies House on the government website, you register, you pay a small fee. I believe it's about no more than £15.
Yeah.
And then you just register, you get your status. With a charity, it's completely different. It's way, I would say, way harder than a limited organization. So the difference between an LTD, setting up an LTD and a charity here is that normally with charities, you have to go through a solicitor, so a lawyer, to literally carry out for you is the easiest option, and is probably the better option. Because being me, I, for example, decided to go down the hard route and go through the application myself, and I ended up realizing that it's actually a lot more intense than I anticipated. And
Okay.
I do not regret going down that path because it kind of actually also opened my eyes.
Yeah.
And again, being curious, I learned a lot. So in the end, we end up going with a solicitor to help us with that. And obviously the fee that comes with it is much higher than paying for an LTD registration. So the process is also, there's a lot of documentations, paperwork that has to be carried out and filled out. So if that's not your forte, then I would suggest you get someone on your team that is into reading a lot, pinpointing certain things that you feel that might not necessarily suit your organization, and you would want to communicate this to the Charity Commission. You would need to have so many I guess mini departments in place as well, because obviously the Charity Commission looks at that. For example, your safeguarding, what are you doing to ensure that mentees, mentors, or your people that you've literally brought on board. For us, we have volunteers, not actual staff that we're paying them at the moment. So are they safe? What kind of procedures do you have in place for them? So yeah, it's a bit much doing
Yeah.
it, and you have to take all of this into account prior to going down the charity route. That's what I would say.
Mm, mm. Okay. Okay. Nice one. That's good to know. So, well, a brief of everything that you've mentioned is that the charity has been registered in the UK.
Yes, in the UK. Yes,
Okay.
in England.
Okay. Yeah, in England. Nice one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you operate in any other geographical area besides England?
So currently we do not, but do we have plans of expansion? Yes, we do. We intend to obviously occupy spaces whereby mentoring is really not a thing, or um, people or young people specifically, should I say, do not have access to mentoring. So we target, our services target 18 to 30-year-olds. So that's basically young adults. So those in, whether they're in education or they're already in an established career, we accept all of them. Because at the end of the day, those are that's the age bracket that ultimately struggles, especially when they come out of education to find
Mm-hmm.
employment, and the highest employment rate is found within that age bracket. So we ultimately want to also abolish that idea that I think some people feel that if you're in education, especially higher education, you have your life figured out, you know what you're doing. And sometimes, actually, majority of the time is really not the case. Some are maybe studying a course simply because they were directed to do that course, not because they wanted to do it. And some are doing a course that they chose to study, but at the same time, yeah, confused as to what are the avenues within that career field that they've chosen. So having that person there who's already in the industry to give you their wisdom and with their experience, tell you, for example, it would be best if you go down this route. Based on our sessions or based on what we've talked about, I think it's beneficial. For example, we had one mentee recently who actually was studying IT, and she's brilliant, and she was torn between being a scrum master or going to IT project management. And so she came to us, and obviously we had an IT mentor who works with a huge software company.
Mm-hmm.
And thanks to him, she's been able to make up her mind and even secured
Oh, that's nice.
a role in IT project management, which she ended up going for. So
Awesome.
um, with us, we do take all of this into consideration, and it's not all about career for us, it's also about personal development, because if you take care of yourself, if you're 100%, you would also be able to make decisions. So
Yeah.
for us, it's about career and personal development. You can come to us if you need to build your confidence, if
Mm-hmm.
you want to improve your public speaking. Our
Mm-hmm.
mentors are well versed in all of these, so they can basically help you and give you the necessary tips to basically achieve that goal.
Nice. I was just about asking you what the journey of a mentee is like on your program. I think you've given us some insight, but I think it's worth asking again, because if someone is watching and that person is interested in your services, that they want some clarity in their thought process. How's the journey like? Where do they start from? And what's the expectation? How long it takes, and all of that. How easy it is for them to access your services and the process within.
Yeah. So if there's anyone out there who wants to become a mentee, first and foremost, everything is kind of done on our website anyway. So you just head over to www.mentornet.co.uk and you head over to the mentee page. And there you have an application form for you to fill in. It's very simple. It's not inundated with lots of questions. It's just just a few questions on there, just so that we just get to understand what you're looking for, and obviously whether we can provide you with what you're looking for, which in most cases I'm yet to come across a form that we've actually rejected. So yeah, we're able to fulfill most mentees' needs when they apply. So we just ask you, obviously, name, age, what specifically are you looking to achieve from the program? And once all those questions have been more or less answered, it comes through to us. So it comes through to admin, and then we kind of review it and obviously look to our mentors and find the most appropriate mentor for the mentee that has applied. And once obviously they've been accepted, they can now go ahead to create a portal account. And once the mentee has created that account, they would have access to documents such as the introductory form. So just because we've given you a mentor or given a mentee, should I say, a mentor, it does not necessarily mean that the mentee at that point would gel well with the mentor,
Yeah.
or maybe the
Yeah.
mentor might gel well. There might
Mm-hmm.
be a conflict, or for some other reason, maybe they might not be the best fit for one another.
Mm-hmm.
So we have an introductory form for both the mentee and the mentor to fill in, to say that yes, they agree to start this journey together. And once that has been agreed, obviously the journey starts, and they have the 4 sessions for free. And at the end, they just have to just fill in a final evaluation form, just for us just to understand whether they achieved their goals and they got what they wanted from the program. So it's relatively an easy process. And I think one thing as well that I just have to mention is that once the form has been filled in, each mentee kind of speaks to myself, just so that I understand and know what they're looking for again, because
Mm-hmm.
sometimes the form doesn't really convey what the mentee is looking for.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes mentees might put one thing down, but they actually mean another thing.
Yeah.
So talking to them on a one-to-one basis, sharing my personal story with them also resonates. So they feel more comfortable to obviously open up a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
And because I kind of conduct it, the majority of it helps. So
Mm-hmm.
it's not going to an unknown person, I've been there and I understand how they're feeling. So
Yeah.
it's always fun to literally speak to mentees and see where they're at.
Yeah. Thanks for that. That's really helpful. And I think it has lots of information with the different stages that one needs to go through, one needs to consider, and what to expect throughout the entire journey. So I'm guessing, and I want to believe that there are institutions out there that the government has allocated resources to help deliver some of the services that you are currently delivering. So in effect, you are more or less helping the government meet some targets to a significant extent. So I'm guessing that there's room for synergy, partnership, things like that. If any institution out there is looking to partner with you, are you open to such partnerships? How effective has your mentorship program been since inception? And how do you measure it?
Yes, it is. It is specific, very specific.
Yeah.
As I mentioned, obviously, prior to our we gaining our charity status, we were obviously more deemed as a not-for-profit. So we were operating. So that's the whole of 2020. We were operating, and through to mid 2021, we're operating as a not-for-profit, and we've mentored over 15 people. And I know for some people, they might think it's a year and a half, 2 years. 15 people might not be that much.
It's a lot.
And
Believe me, it's a lot. So with the mental health issue that is happening,
exactly.
I mean, the rate that it is affecting negatively our society, it's alarming. So to be able to confidently say that you've mentored 15 people who have been able to decide on some positive step and then at least have some good results, outcome in their lives, it's a huge success.
I think as well, obviously for people that work with numbers, right, it's probably a small number, but for me, like you say, it's always about quality. Yeah. And if we're going to go with numbers, then then maybe people just say, okay, you should have done more, or you can do more. And yes, we can do more, but one, we really have a small team, and we want to work within our capability and with the amount of resources that we generally have. And like I said, for me, the vision that I have for MentorNect is about quality. So I always think, okay, would I prefer the mentor to have time with me and go through each session thoroughly, or would I prefer a rushed process? And if we put pressure on our mentors to make sure that they're churning out lots of mentees through the program, it affects the quality and it affects the output. So for me, 15 is a good number. And do I want to grow? Yes, of course. And we're going to expand. However, I think with the resources we have, we are on a good track.
Yes, indeed you are. Believe me, you are. So keep up the good work that you are doing. Keep working, keep making progress. It's all about consistency. And like you rightly said, it's all about quality over quantity. You're better off even having one with a good outcome, than having 100, 1,000, and I don't know, they go back the same as they were when they joined your program. So yes, I think you've done so well. Yeah, thumbs up for that.
Thank you. Yeah. And just to obviously touch upon your question on measuring how effective it's been. Yes. Obviously for us, it's the feedback we get from our mentees that matter. So looking back at our feedback forms from 2020 to 2021, we were yet to actually get a mentee that has been through the program and has not been satisfied or has not loved it. So for me and for the organization, we obviously look at that as a measurement, as one of the measurements. And so if in the future we're to get maybe, I'd say maybe the feedback that we do not desire, we have steps in place to review that specific issue and make sure it doesn't occur again.
Okay, nice one. It's all about being agile and being able to respond to the dynamic needs of the changing environment. So I think you are doing so well, believe me. From everything that you've said so far, I see lots of entities within who play key roles. So let's call them stakeholders. Yeah, I see governments coming in there. I see mentors coming in there. I see the mentees coming in there. And if you try to break down these entities, I see sub entities in there. We can have mentors becoming mentees to other mentors, where we could see programs like mentor the mentor or train the trainer. So over there, I see opportunities like learning to become a mentor. I think some people are willing and able to do that, but they too don't even know where to go, what platform or what opportunity there is, or what environments offer that service. Can they join you? That is one. Two, you started this charity somewhere around COVID period, yeah? And we all know the impact of COVID on the healthcare as one sector alone. So are you able to also help relieve some of the pressure on the NHS if they are looking for an avenue to help offer some mentorship services, or you are just looking at the admin side of things and not clinical side of things? What categories do you have? Different services that one can categorize as clinical or mentoring need, and this is, say, an admin or a non-clinical mentoring need, where if I am not a nurse or a doctor and I'm just looking for a job, as you rightly mentioned, I can go to MentorNect. I think you get where I'm coming from, right?
I think, so I'll take your first question, I guess.
Yep.
So if there's anyone out there and they have more than 3 years experience in a specific field, it could be marketing, it could be in the legal field, it really doesn't matter. If you feel that you can contribute to what we're doing as a mentor, please feel free to, again, go on our website. There's a form you can fill to become mentors. Actually, we encourage so many people to sign up as mentors, because honestly, we can't do it without people signing up to become mentors. They are, to be honest, the pillar of MentorNect as well. Apart from obviously us as a team working together, we need volunteers to come forward and share their experience with us, the young people, because obviously, like it's always said, we are the future, and they have the experience and they need to pass on that knowledge to us to help us contribute and make a difference in society. So if there's anyone out there that wants to be a mentor, yes, we are accepting applications for mentors all year round. So please feel free in your spare time to go on our website and just sign up, and we'd love to have you as part of MentorNect. And the second question.
What kind of mentorship services do you offer? What categories do you offer?
So for us, we focus on career and personal development.
Okay.
So obviously our core is career. So we have career mentors where they provide you with the knowledge and the experience that you had, the support career-wise. So again, if you come and you say you need a business mentor, we have a business mentor who would help you specifically, and you might also be more specific, and you might say that I have my business or I am an entrepreneur and I've just started off and I kind of need help with my business plan, or I kind of need help on how to put together my target audience. I don't know how to go about it. So we can help that. Our entrepreneur mentor can help you with that. So then we pair you up. And then there are some people, as I mentioned earlier, that might come and say they need help in terms of their public speaking. So that is more your personal development. Although they both overlap, don't get me wrong, the career and the personal development.
Yeah.
So maybe they just need confidence on how to even speak to someone one-to-one, just like I'm speaking with you. Or it could be sometimes, which I've seen frequently, it's within the workplace. So if there are group meetings, some struggle, for example, to let their voice be heard or speak up, simply because they're maybe nervous, or they don't feel confident enough to believe in what they're saying, or you just don't know how it will be received. So they'll rather withdraw and communicate what is they have to communicate. Even though some cases, what they have to communicate will probably be extremely beneficial to the organization. So in that case, then we would help them with that, which we categorize obviously as personal development. So so we focus on those two categories, if that makes sense. But we do not have specific people to say they can come in and join, and certain people can't join. The only limit is the age bracket that we have, which is our mentees have to be between 18 to 30. Our mentors just have to have 3+ years of experience in their field, and that's it.
Okay. All right. That's good. That's good. That's good to know.
I hope that answers your question.
Yes, it does. It does. It does answer it perfectly. So what programs do you have? Do you have any different running programs that one can consider in terms of what specific service and how different it is from any other service that you have?
We have programs. We have 2 programs. So we have the MentorNect 6 program, which is the core program, and that's the free program. And we have the MentorNect Plus program. So that is the additional, so it's basically a step up from the MentorNect 6. So you just pay the subsidized rate of, which is £35. And considering if you were to pay for one mentoring session outside, it's literally like £60 for one session. But for us, we give you 4 sessions extra for £35. So yeah, those are the 2 programs that we have.
Okay. And I think your rates are really, really fair, considering the kind of service that you're offering. To pay £35 for all this service, oh, come on. I think if you're watching this video, if you're watching this video, please sign up and get things in the right direction. Don't just take things for granted. Get the advice. Make sure you know exactly what you're doing and what steps you are taking. So act now. Link in the description. Click on it and then go onto the website to engage the service of MentorNect. Okay, so this is really, really, really good. You guys are doing so well. You are doing so good. The society needs more of you, to be honest. We have schools, we have the NHS, we have other government institutions. Do you work with any of them? Are you open to partnership? Are you looking at working with them, collaborating with them? What's the next step?
100%. We're open to collaborations from whether they're governmental, private, we're all for it. So we currently work with the University of Chester, where we provide one-off throughout the year workshop sessions to their students. So we sometimes perhaps would go and we would take a topic, for example, networking, how to network, and they advertise it obviously in the careers department, and students sign up and basically come on there to hear our mentors talk about how to network and basically give away free tips on how to be successful at it. We also work with the University of Westminster, where we actually just recently took part in their pilot program, and it was extremely successful. So again, that was also group mentoring for them. And we've also had exposure in University of West London's hospitality event that actually we're going to now participate in, but we did a careers and engineering fair just last year as well. So we're currently working with those 3 institutions, but we would love to work with the NHS, for example, would love to work with governmental organizations in any way that we possibly can. It's something that we're working on. So if there's anyone out there that is obviously part of these organizations or bodies and would like to support MentorNect, please feel free to get in touch with us. In terms of fundraising as well, we're obviously targeting corporate organizations as well. So if there's anyone who can support us, it's not always money that I guess organizations or charities for us anyway we look for. Yes, the finance aspect is extremely important, but we also understand that there are some organizations that have themselves services or products to donate rather than money or money itself. So we accept if, for example, we're lacking in a certain resource and we target a specific company, or a specific company works on that specific resource, they provide that, and they would want to donate that rather than give us support us financially, then that's also fine. We also accept it, because at the end of the day, we need those resources to do what we're doing. So yes, we accept everything, basically.
Yeah, nice one. Nice.
Thank
So
you.
yeah, if you're out there watching this video, this is a typical discussion of how a social enterprise came to be. Please, am I right by using the caption social enterprise to describe?
It's a charity. Social enterprise is slightly different as well.
Okay, all right. Just making sure that I'm using the right keywords here.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So it is a charity, but this is how it started. So if you're also watching from a different environment, don't think you only need to be in the UK before you're able to establish something similar for, say, a similar environment. You can start no matter where you are right now. Don't wait till next year or next 2 years. If you feel like giving back to the community, make it official, make it formal. That way, if you are getting the support from anyone out there, the trust is there, and it's much more easier to get that support than when you are all alone and then acting without formal structures.
And can I also add as well, for me, I always believe that you should, if you have an idea, just go for it. I know sometimes it can be deemed as extremely scary and you just don't know what's ahead of you. And it's true, it's not easy once you take that step. But I just want to encourage every young person out there, or any young person out there that's got that dream, that idea, just take that bold step. And I know we hear it a lot, but honestly, if you don't take that step, you wouldn't know what you're capable of, or what is capable of being drawn to you. Because I just reached out to my network once I had this idea. I had no idea whether they were going to say yes or no, but I just thought, I'll just give it a shot, and here I am today. And the challenges will keep coming, whether internal or external. It's part of life, and it's part of the entrepreneurial journey. So just don't give up and just keep pushing.
I feel like clapping now. Do you by any chance have a motivator as part of your titles?
I actually don't, and I've got this a lot that I am quite, well, my mom calls me grandma, grandma in a young person's body.
Yeah.
So no, I don't have that. Maybe it's just the mentoring bit that's coming out of me, maybe. But I've always I guess believed in people, especially if they want to do something. I'm just like, go for it. If it happens, if it goes the way you want it to go, it would go. Even if it doesn't, at least you learned something from it, and you know better next time, rather than just sit there and not do it and just keep thinking, oh, if I'd done it, what would have been, and you just don't want to live with that forever.
Yeah, that's good. Are there any questions for me as well? I feel that this has been just one way.
Oh, okay. So I'm allowed to ask questions.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I just wanted to find out, how did this become? I know you're extremely busy as a man, with family.
Now I feel like I'm on a hot seat.
Yes, you're definitely in the hot seat.
Well,
how did this become? Because you have a lot going on for you.
Yes, I do. From so I would say 8 to 5, officially 9 to 5. I work as a strategic workforce planner analyst who also doubles as a business analyst, data analyst, you name it. But then after and before this time, what I do is I try to do more research. But look, enough of all of that. The whole what really inspires me and what keeps me going is, to me, I feel tomorrow is never promised. The old leaf fall, the young leaf also falls. You can't tell when you leave this earth. And we enrich ourselves with so much wealth that we tend to forget what we have already gathered, what we are already blessed with, that we focus so much on what we don't have and what we are hoping to achieve. Yeah. And along the line, we forget all the help we can offer to others out there, all that we can give to make the lives of others better out there. And at the end of the day, we are stuck in ourselves, and well, that's all there is. So I feel that, look, why don't we offer that voice? If it's difficult for others to give me to give me that voice, I have the internet, I have my PC. That's enough to start. That's enough to start. Let me just put that together. As I was growing up, I had to learn some things the hard way. Like, I didn't want to go back to my mother's house after my first degree because I'm a man and I need to do something for myself. I need to teach myself how to fish and not always depend on others. So I learned graphics. Yeah, I learned graphic design. I learned photography. I learned how to shoot videos, and I had to manage to get myself some resources. I've learned different skills. Going back from my master's, I had to use all these skills to pay my fees. And all of this has made me strong. I started my own company doing my MBA, not to take the shine off you. So what keeps me going is to be able to give back to society, to be able to touch more lives, to be able to, it's not about giving money. Like you said, it's not all about cash. It's about what you can do, what you can say, what you can share that will help someone live a better life, live long, live peacefully, and what will also encourage others to also pass that on, to also help someone out there along their journey. That has really been the inspiration. That's why we are doing this series on entrepreneurial deep dives. There are other series as well within this particular content creation portal. It's not just me. I'm open to whoever it is who wants to contribute. And I even think that it will be worthwhile if perhaps MentorNect considers a weekly or monthly vlog. We can do that together, or you might take it up within your media department and then shoot those contents. Like you said, entrepreneurship, take a topic over there, go to market, or perhaps marketing, financing your startup. Some of these key issues or key areas are very relevant, and you might shoot some 1 hour video or some 30 minutes video and just perhaps call it, say, Inspirational Wednesdays. Just give it some tagline. So what were your fears and how were you able to overcome them?
Oh, that's a
tough one, right?
My fears. I think, I guess that little maybe doubt, which is normal because you have an idea, you decided to go for it and actually put it out there. And it's the unknown that kind of gets you sometimes. And don't get me wrong, I think if you're an entrepreneur, you probably can relate to it, because there is that, okay, I don't know if this is going to be received well, and it's not a bad thing, because at the end of the day, you've still actually made that bold step, which is not everyone that literally does actually make that step, So I think for me, it's just the, I don't like to use the word fear, but it's just, I think I was just slightly nervous as to whether it would be received, well. And I mean, it's still early days and we've done really, really great so far. And it's honestly thanks to the amazing team that I have as well, that obviously believe in the vision, and to even our mentors, they believed in me and believe in the cause as well, that they're able to even give their time to this. So it's kind of eliminated a little bit of that nervousness, not fear. But as and when the organization grows, and as I said before, challenges will continue to arise. Well, the more you grow, the bigger the challenges will be. So it's just a case of managing them, because the doubt will never leave you. Any individual has doubts, and it's, like I said, it's normal, it's part of being human. But it's just a case of managing them. And I think the more I do things and the more I see results, it kind of eases that a little bit. And honestly, I'm not even scared of sharing this, because like I said, I am human. And I just want people to understand that it's okay to go through those emotions, or to feel that, because um it's bound to happen to everyone. No, just because you're an entrepreneur, you're successful, doesn't mean you will not feel this, or you're not going through this. I'm sure Jeff Bezos on his pillow when he sleeps is thinking a lot. He's just thinking, would this next probably business venture um be accepted, but that doesn't stop him. He still does what he's supposed to do. He still takes that bold step. And that's the difference. And that's what I want to kind of encourage people to do, is just because you have that doubt does not necessarily mean you shouldn't do it. You should do it, because again, you don't know the outcome. So once you do it, you might actually be surprised.
Nice one. One last question. What are your top 5 tips or advice to becoming successful?
Wow. Top 5. All through my life, I've always been dedicated. So if, again, for example, I set my sights or have that goal of, I'm going to do really well in this, or I'm going to achieve A, B, and C, I make sure I put that effort into it. So I would say that if you're going to do something, give it your all. Don't give it 2%. And if you don't want to do it, then just don't do it. But if you set your mind to do something, give it your all. And so that'll be my number 1. Number 2, be nice. Be nice, be kind. I think sometimes we underestimate the power of being nice, or even saying thank you, or appreciating something someone's done for us. I am always a person, again, I think this stems from my roots, where gratitude has always been a thing for me and for my family. So, well, it's always been drummed in us. Always be grateful, be have that gratitude within yourself. And gratitude can be expressed, I guess, in different forms. For me, I pray. I'm a Christian, so gratitude for me, I do in 2 forms. I appreciate people, human beings, and I appreciate God as well for the things he's done for myself and my family. So I'm always saying it in my heart. Thank you, thank you, thank you, for me. So I think gratitude will be the 3rd thing. And the 4th, have people around you, because one, being an entrepreneur as well, I think there's that notion that because it's something you've birthed, or it's something that you thought of, it's natural to be protective over it. Okay, it's just like a baby. Like when you have a child, you're protective as a parent. I'm not a parent yet, but
You are, believe me.
yeah.
You are more than one.
So I understand how parents act around their children. I mean, I've seen it, so I know. And it's the same for a business that is literally crawling on, it's like force trying to find its feet. It's it's something that is so close to you that sometimes you bringing people on board to help you, you might be a bit hesitant. You might be like, whoa, I don't know if they're going to actually understand where I'm coming from with this or where I'm trying to get to. But it's okay. It's okay to let people come in and help, accept help, because by yourself, you can get somewhere, but you probably might not even end up getting to where you could potentially get to. But with others working as a team, you get further, way further. And so that will be my fourth point. Accept help and don't be an island. And the fifth one, patience. It's something that I also learned. And with all of this, like, I'm not saying I'm exempt from these or I don't, like, it can't happen to me. No. Again, like I was saying earlier on, we're human beings. And I think one of the things that we also have to understand is that, like I said, Rome wasn't built in a day. When you have a seed and you decide to plant, I don't know, a fruit or a vegetable, whatever it might be, we don't put the seed in the ground and then the following day expect it to yield any like fruit or any produce. For some plants, like it takes years, probably like 5 years. So how much more a business that you're starting from scratch sometimes with little to no resource, right? So you have to give yourself time. You have to be patient that so far as you're putting in the work, that you're doing all that you're supposed to do, it will yield. It just takes time. So I just want to assure people that, again, if you're putting in the hard work, do not worry about it. It will get to where it needs to get to. So just have that patience. And it's about integrity, because I think sometimes people are so much in a hurry to achieve something that they compromise their integrity for that. And it shouldn't be the case. Once people know that you're doing something, doesn't matter how little it is. Like I was saying earlier, we probably have mentored, yes, approximately 15 mentees, and to some people it's small, and some people may go to different lengths to ensure that they've got those huge numbers, inflate the numbers somehow. But for me, it's about integrity. It's about quality of what I'm putting out there. So I'd rather take my time, have that patience, and let it grow organically than find other avenues to make it grow rapidly, almost prematurely, So just have patience, and your hard work will yield good fruits.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much, Afabia. We really appreciate.
So, you're welcome. Thank you so much for having me. I'm just so happy and excited to be on here and to see someone like yourself also giving other people the platform. Like, I know I mentioned this at the beginning of the video, but it's platform like these that also encourage others to go out there and pursue their dreams and hit those goals, those targets. So thank you so much for having this initiative as well, and bringing people like myself on here to share our stories.
Oh, thank you. So you've seen it all, you've heard it all. Don't give up, be patient. Don't compromise your integrity. There's loads to learn from this particular discussion. So don't just keep it to yourself, as we have done right now. We've shared with you. Share with others too. Let it motivate others. Let it touch their hearts to also give out and give out more, so that the lives of everyone around us can be improved. Yeah, I'll leave it there. So please look into the description. You see all her contacts, details, websites, links to social media handles. Kindly follow her follow her brand, MentorNect, and then share with your network. Thank you so much, Loretta. Yeah.
And follow us on Instagram as well and on LinkedIn.
Yeah. Okay, nice one. All right, so we will touch base with you again, hopefully within the year. It could be the next quarter or could be the next 6 months. But then the plan for this particular network that we are all building together is to help each other grow and then create the extra resources that we all need that we don't have, or perhaps we would appreciate support from elsewhere. So we will come back to you again, and then hopefully we should be able to form that collaborative network that supports all of us and helps us to grow together.
Thank you so much for having me. Bye.